Right, hello grade 10s. Okay, welcome to Global Issues. Um, I'm in America at the moment. Hopefully, by the time you listen to this, I will be a dad, okay, of a little boy. This picture is me in Vermont on holiday. Was taken a couple of days ago. Looking very happy with myself after cycling up a very steep hill and treating myself with a creamy there. Okay, so global issues. What is global issues? So, a little bit of a background. So, at AISB so far, you've sort of been used to um, humanities or individuals and societies being history, really. Okay, so in grade 10, what we're going to take you through is more of a integrated approach to the humanities subjects. So, within grade 10, you're going to cover aspects of economics, geography, history, sociology, psychology, and uh, some other aspects of humanities. Okay, to give you more of a taste of what maybe the subjects are going to be like that you're going to choose for the diploma program. Okay, and we'll go over more of that over the next few weeks. Okay, so when I return, so I'll be flying back to Romania on the 5th of September, and I'll see you on either the 7th or 8th of September. Okay, on that Monday and Tuesday coming back. Okay, so what are you going to do in this lesson? This lesson is to do with you getting to know me a little bit more and me getting to know you a little bit more and all of you getting to know each other a little bit more. Okay, and one of the tasks is about teamwork, and so let's get going with the first task. So the first task, so as you'll see in a second on the screen, we're going to do two truths and a lie as a bit of a warm up, and then you're going to do something called a coat of arms. So, for the two truths and a lie, again, you got all this on Manage Back, and you can watch it again or read it, depending on what the teacher you have decides to do. But the first task is you're going to write down three statements, two of which are true and one is a lie. And then you're going to take it in turns, going around the class saying what your name is, in case there's some new students, in case some of you have forgotten who each other are, maybe you've never spoken to each other. And then you're going to read out your three statements, and the class has to decide which one is the lie. Okay, and you're going to do that and go around the class. So hopefully that should only take about 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes at the most. Okay, but first of all, I'm going to demonstrate and you're going to find out a little bit about me maybe. Okay, so my three statements, some of which you might know already, some of which you might not know. Okay, so you have to pick out which is the lie. So my wife has just given birth to my second child. I once broke a world record. I sold weapons of mass destruction. So which one of those is the lie? Okay, so pause your video now. I'm going to pause for a second and then I will reveal which one is a lie. Okay, so welcome back. So which one did you think was a lie? Okay, so I once broke a world record. I actually did. I was part of about 2,000 people who were broke the longest bucket chain in the world, but I think it's been broken a few times since I actually was involved in breaking that world record. So that one's true. And yes, before I became a teacher, I actually sold weapons of mass destruction. I worked for a large defence company called BAE Systems, with operating bases in the UK, Australia, Saudi Arabia, and America, employing over 90,000 people. And we made everything from normal guns to nuclear submarines to fighter jets, warships, missiles, torpedoes, and so on. So that one's true again. So by default, the first one is a lie. My wife has just given birth to my second child. No, she hopefully, fingers crossed, has just given birth to my first child, a baby boy. And hopefully, maybe on Manage Back, I'll have a little a video or picture of them at some point in the first 2 weeks. Okay, so now it's over to you. So pause the video while all of you get on and do this. Okay, hopefully you know each other a little bit better now, and maybe you've learned something new about each other. Okay, and hopefully it was a little bit of fun as well. Okay, the next task is you're going to do your own personal coat of arms. You need to develop a coat of arms for yourself. In one segment, you need to put in someone you respect and look up to, a role model. So it could be someone you really respect in terms of sporting, but you can't just say, oh, because they're like my favourite player, they play for my favourite football team. You need to say why, what is it that makes them a real role model for you? A hobby or something you like doing, and something you want to achieve. And then in the bottom here, you can put down a motto that you believe in. Okay, so I'm loving it, like McDonald's, life's good, put your future in good hands, your own, something, a motto that maybe you live by or maybe you want to live by. Okay, so you're going to do that individually. The teacher should have a template for you that has been printed out that you can do your own one. If not, get some blank paper and just quickly draw a shield like I've done here, and then fill it in. Okay, it doesn't need to be a work of art. So here's an example what I've done, and then after I've done this, you can get on with it. Okay, but it comes with an added task after you've completed it. Okay, so have a listen. Okay, so before you get on with your coat of arms, this is mine. Okay, so in the top left hand corner, we've got a football badge, Football Club United of Manchester. So my football team is FC United of Manchester. It's not Manchester United Football Club. It's a different football club to Manchester United. It was set up just over 10 years ago by 2,000 Manchester United fans that didn't like Malcolm Glazer taking over Manchester United, and we decided to go our own way and set up our own football club. So I'm a joint owner in that football club. We got promoted for a 5th time last season, so we play in the Division 1 of the Northern non-league in the UK, which is 5 leagues below Manchester United. So we've had 5 promotions, so we've gone from tier 10 up to tier 5 at the moment. And we've just moved into our own football ground this week. So that's exciting times. A role model that I look up to, this is Richard Branson. I really admire what he's achieved with his life and in business, and some of the way he lives life is very good. He's set up over 300 businesses under the Virgin umbrella. He's also had to tackle failure. At school, he left school without any qualifications. He had dyslexia. He didn't let that hold him back. He realized if he needed to accomplish something, he would have to do it himself, and he did do. And he's a very rich person now, but he's also very relaxed and believes in having lots of fun. So that's a role model for me, Richard Branson. And then at the bottom here, something tied into what we've already talked about. So in the future, one thing I want to achieve, and myself and my wife are working towards, so my wife's American, is we're going to move back to America at some point and set up home and roots for our family. And along the way, and after we move to America, I want to make sure that I'm number one dad and that I'm the best dad I can be. And then finally, I like to hopefully have a motto of no regrets. Okay, I really believe that we only regret the things we don't do, and the things we do might not go quite according to plan, but at least we know, and we're not regretting not doing them. At least we know it may not have been the right decision, or we know it was the right decision. So that's my coat of arms. So what I want you to do is do your own personal coat of arms now. So I'm going to leave you for a couple of minutes until you do that. So press pause. Okay, so you should have finished now. So once you've finished, you need to explain your coat of arms to the person next to you. So just one person, you're not going around everybody this time. And just spend 1 minute explaining what each of the pictures are. Then you all have to work as a team and decide how you will record each of you explaining and showing your coats of arms and get it to me. Okay, so each person can't spend any more than 1 minute. Okay, preferably maybe 30 seconds or so, so I can watch it as one film. Remember to say your name, and so I don't want 17 different video files sent to me. It needs to all be in one video. Remember to say your name, and I want to see your face at least at the start of your explanation. So don't hold your bit of paper up in front of your face, because I want to connect your names, because some of you I don't know, or I don't know your names to go with your face anyway. So please make sure your faces are I can see your faces. Then I want this clip of you all in my email when I wake up in the morning. So I am 7 hours behind you, so that might give you a little bit of extra time. But I want a link to a video so I can see all of you presenting your coat of arms. So again, this needs to be done in the most efficient way. So anyone who's not involved, there's some videos on the final slide. You could potentially watch those if you had time, or there's a task to do about global issues as well that you can do. Okay, so get on with that, decide how to do that. Your teacher will help and facilitate if you're having problems, but there's some really easy ways to do this potentially. Okay, so pause this if you haven't done already. Okay, now this last task is to look for a news story from the past 6 months that illustrates a global issue. Provide a summary of the news story and explain why it is a global issue. So I'm going to give you an example here. Just yesterday here in America, I read about how Jose Mourinho, manager of Chelsea, had basically been really upset with their physio, their club doctor, Eva Canario. Okay, I know I've said that wrong, but anyway. So what's that got to do with global issues? So you need to summarize the article a little bit like I did, maybe a little bit better, and then explain what on earth has this got to do with global issues? Why should we be bothered about it? So there's a few things. The fact that we're talking about a English football club who has a Italian manager, who has a Russian owner, who has an Italian club doctor. There's also the fact that the social media, the fact that the doctor posted on Facebook after they had an argument with each other, and that upset Jose Mourinho even more. And this shows that globally, we need to be aware of social media, the fact that instantly, once we press enter, that information goes out onto the internet and can be read by anyone that you allow to read it, and that can have big consequences. So for the club doctor at Chelsea, it's had big impact for her, because she's not going to be attending club matches anymore. Okay, she's still going to be employed by Chelsea, but she's not going to be attending club matches. So maybe this is a global issue, how we manage social media, and so on. Okay, so this is what you can be doing. You can be looking at a global issue story while you make that video. Okay, also what you can be doing to finish off with is having a look about articles to do with globalization. So look at videos, try to find out as much as you can about globalization, because that's what you're going to be doing in the next lesson. Okay, right, hopefully that's been fantastic. I look forward to seeing your coat of arms video,